Yeah, so those picks are just useless. So you're going to have to try to link in a veteran to make something happen with that stuff if they're going to move up. And if we get to the draft conversation.
All right, let's do it. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid here, okay?
I thought Bobby wanted to hit on Miles Turner. Are we going back to that later?
We'll come back to it. Let's get into the draft, okay? We got 4 picks. Here's the reality, right? Here's what's likely going to happen. No one's going to trade with the Celtics because these picks are worthless. Draft picks are always worthless. Everyone's going to get mad at Danny now for not doing something drastic, even though chances are there's not going to be a deal worth making on the table because what you're offering is either one of your core pieces or this pile of garbage that is pick 14, 26, and 30. So realistically,
26 and 30.
We're looking at drafting at 14 and trading 26 and 30 forward into the future, or draft and stash. I think the former is most likely. You trade them for a pick, somebody else's pick.
No more.
3 years from now, roll the dice that that pick is mid. That's your hope. You trade 26 to somebody for their pick 3 years from now, and you hope that you hit a little bit higher in a better draft.
So I have a strategy here,
wait,
John.
let me ask you: if they stand pat at 14, who do you like?
So I think the guys who are definitely going to be there are Tyrese Maxey, Kira Lewis, Green, Achua, and Jalen Smith. None of these guys blow you away. So I think what you're going to have to do here, and my idea is instead of trading up into the lottery, condense 26 and 30, maybe with a piece, a player, whatever, to get up to, say, 17 or 18. So all of a sudden you can double dip at 14 and 17 or 18 to try to get 2 shots here. Out of this group, I like Kira Lewis the most. He reminds me of Terry Rozier. He's a 6'3" guard. If we're talking about Kemba having injury concerns, you want to have a guy better than Brad Wanamaker, Tremont Waters, those kind of guys who has some burst, who can score double figures, who can defend, assist, all that stuff. So he's going to be the best of the guys that we're certain are right there. I think what gets interesting is those guys that I sent you as move-up potential, John, Devin Vassell and Isaac Okoro, Killian Hayes, who could be the best player in this draft, according to Kevin O'Connor. They get right to that 11, 12, 13 spot. It's the same thing as last year with Tyler Hero.
Yep.
The Celtics are at 14, and everybody you love, including a guy Goodman loves, like Sadiq Bey, who is a 3-and-D guy from Villanova, they all go off the board before the Celtics come up at 14, and all of a sudden you're just kind of left with scraps at that 14
So that's
spot.
my question, Bobby. If 14 doesn't get you into 6, 7, or 8, which I think is a pipe dream, can 14, 26, and 30 get you to pick 11 get one of those guys? And if that's the case, is it worth it?
So, I mean, this brings us back to Kemba. New Orleans has 13. Do all of a sudden they get up to 6, we get up to 13, and pick a guy right there that we love? I don't know if San Antonio and Sacramento are going to be willing trade partners. Phoenix is at 10, and they're trying to get Chris Paul, so I'm sure that's where that pick's going to go. So New Orleans is the hope. Like, that's the one hope. If there's a guy who's there at 13, can you flip up to that spot? Is it even worth it to do that in this case? I think you just stay at 14, try to double dip up to 17 and 18. Because, like, unless Devin Vassell is sitting there at 13, which Kevin O'Connor thinks is going to happen, like, I don't think there's anybody who blows you away at 13 either. So I just don't see the move-up potential here. Like, Detroit's going to stay at 7 unless they can offload Blake maybe somehow. Atlanta's going to be trying to get someone at 6. Jrue Holiday is a potential there. All the top 3 picks are trying to move back, but they're not moving back to 14. So the Celtics are pretty stuck at 14 for the second year in a row.
All right.
But if the Celtics had like with Tyler Hero, I mean, if there was somebody that they really, really were high on, theoretically it would be easier for them probably this year to move up than it was last year because of the number of picks they have. Or are you saying they're just worthless picks regardless?
They're worthless. Like 26 and 30 might as well be second rounders. Like, what are you going to get there? I think when it comes to trading up, you try to, like, I think of the Luka Doncic Trae Young deal, which was what, like 3 for 5. Like, the other team gets a pick in that same similar range where they can pick another guy they like in that same range. If you're bumping back from 6 to 14, all of a sudden you're in a whole different tier.
I'm talking 10. I'm talking like 10 or 11.
Yeah. I mean, the tricky thing there is you run into teams that are also trying to trade up or get a guy in those spots. So, like, Here's what you could do. Do you throw in a Rob Williams? Do you throw in a Romeo Langford? Do you throw in a? So all of a sudden you're talking about moving players.
Like 1 year later, Romeo Langford is throw in. Ugh.
I'm not giving up on Kemba, but I am.
It makes me want to cry.
There's your answer, Jimmy. If they throw some players to these other teams that those teams like, and Rob Williams is that guy, I think he still has some value.
Sell high. Right now, there are teams out there dumb enough to think like, well, Langford might have just been.
The tricky thing about Langford is he's hurt. Like that's what kills his value.
The tricky thing about him is he sucks.
Oh, that's
I was just going to say that. That's what I was going to say. I held back.
Well,
that's the tricky
thing about Langford. He's always been hurt. It didn't stop Danny Ainge.
That's what I was going to say too.
Hold on.
Yeah, his value might be zero right now.
Guys, we gotta pay some bills here, okay? So we want to tell you about Manscaped. All right, that's our sponsor. Everybody loves Manscaped. So hang on while I tell you everything you need to know about them. It's our friends here. This is the Garden Reports brought to you by Manscaped, and they're here to remind you to take care of your biggest grooming and hygiene needs from head to toe. The all-in-one Manscaped Performance Package
shoulders, knees, and toes
delivers the best tools. Right. If you're me, you need it head to toe. Delivers the best tools to shave your entire body, including the family jewels. That's right. So it's for your most aggressive hair below the waist. The new Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer is a must. It's waterproof, advanced skin-safe technology to reduce nicks and cuts, and even has a light to help with your close shave down there.
Oh, wow. In the dark.
In the crevice, the dark crevices.
Yep, right. With those hard to see places. Manscaped went one step further and just released their Weed Whacker ear, nose, and hair trimmer. As you
wait a minute, I'll be right back.
Don't forget to whack the weeds upstairs. The performance package also includes a crop preserver. That's deodorant for down below to protect against chafing. Also, the crop reviver, which is a toner, keeps your boys fresh at all times. And I guess it's vegan and cruelty-free and dye-free, too, so that's pretty good. Smelly feet, we've got the foot duster. Want to smell good everywhere? Cologne.
Is that it, Nick?
Cologne. Nick wears the cologne.
They sent me this extra large Manscaper. I'm not sure why. Yeah. This is full of, like, Manscaped stuff.
Yeah.
So we could give it away.
Nick wears the cologne even though he doesn't leave his apartment. He just
put it on my jewels.
Yeah.
On my jewels.
So let me tell you, we have to tell you about the deal, though, okay? On top of everything, they'll throw in a Shed travel bag to carry around all of your goods. So how do you get this? 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com and use the code GARDEN20. Once again, that's manscaped.com. Use the code GARDEN20 for 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you.
I'm thanking my balls. I got all these Manscapers. It's like Christmas here. I'm all out of breath. I can't even see down there anymore. I got so fat during quarantine.
All right. Is this guy okay?
Can we mute him and block him?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him out of here. I don't know how. Stop running around in there. You're like a child.
Dude, Nick, nobody asked you to go get that and open it up. Like, what is this? An unbox? Like, nobody asked you.
I know, but I didn't get anything for my birthday, and then this came in the mail, and I was like, holy cow!
We literally lost 20% of our viewers in the last 5 minutes.
Who wants a Manscaper?
This will be the last
30.
The last sponsored.
Yeah.
For a while.
So before we get off the draft, the three guys I'd love to see.
Bobby wants no part of the Manscaped.
I own one. That's why.
Oh, Bobby!
All right.
I'm already a dedicated user. The three guys I'm looking to trade up for in this draft if they get a chance, if they start sliding. Onyeka Okongwu, who doesn't seem like he's going to slide at this point. The hype is caught on with him, and he's as high as 3 in some of these drafts. A possible upgrade on Robert Williams, who is already well into his development, whereas we're still waiting on Rob Williams. You want to have a center for the future because Daniel Tice is going to be gone soon. Devin Vassell, I love. He's a 3-and-D guy from Florida State. He shoots the 3 at 42%. He defends like Marcus Smart in the tape I've seen, like the intensity, the eye for the ball, the positioning, all that stuff at 6'7" rather than 6'3". Just and then third among that group is his professional player since 14, a step back jumper, shot creator, crafty passer. He could run that second unit, and he's a guy for the future for this team that you can legitimately say he's the next guy. He's the guy we're looking forward to into the future. And if you're trading up, that's what you trade up for.
Did you say professional since he was 14?
Yeah, he's from France. His dad went to Penn State, moved to France to play professionally, and then, had a kid, and the kid started playing professionally in France. This draft has a ton of overseas guys. There's less college guys than ever before.
The next Yabusele is out there, guys. You just got to be lucky enough to grab him.
You just got to be able to grab him and stash him. That's
got to grab him.
Sure you can stash him and
if
hide
you
him
have the
from
30th pick, you can do that.
All right, so that's all the draft talk that I can possibly handle.
We're going live on draft night, right?
We are going live on draft night.
The most boring night of all time.
Like I said, I'm just going to yell at everything. I don't like any of it.
Is that next Wednesday? When is that?
Wednesday.
6 days away.
Okay, I'm going to say this, though. We can't possibly go live for the entire 4 hours of that boring-ass draft.
We're going to jump on after they pick or trade. Anybody out there watching, that's what we're going to do. We're going to be on call, and when something happens, we're going to jump on. We're going to react to it instantly. We'll do something at the end of the night to wrap it all up. We're not going to be here all night long, but we will be doing stuff on Twitter and CLNS Media and Celtics blog and all that good stuff. So definitely stay with us on draft night. We will have comprehensive coverage, and we'll jump on with Garden Report draft night specials on and off throughout. Anytime something interesting happens, we'll pop up. We'll talk about it. So we'll be here all night.